Welcome back to Grow Joyfully. Today I need to get some food in the crock pot because I've got kids coming over tonight and I've got a lot to get done today. So what I'm going to do is quickly brown this tri-tip roast. It's going to feed a lot of people, and if there's anything left over, then we will be eating on it as we go down the week. So I have put some oil, avocado oil, in this pan. And then I just added some butter. And then you just put the roast right in the pan and let it brown. I'm going to brown it on both sides, and then while it's doing that, I'm going to make up a cup of beef bouillon and perro, which will really add depth and richness to the meat itself, and then to the gravy if you want to make gravy. I browned it on one side, and now I turned it over to brown it on the other side. Okay, both sides are brown, and it's time to add the beef bouillon, the perro, and I added some minced dried onions. I'm going to add 1 more cup of water. And I'm going to let this simmer until I get the potatoes prepared. I have 6 peeled, washed, and cut up potatoes ready to add. I have 4 carrots, washed, peeled, and diced. We'll add those. Get them all stirred up together. I'm going to put the lid on and let that simmer. But first, I'm going to add some seasonings. We'll add just a little bit of salt. We've got to be careful because we've already got the beef bouillon crystals in there, and that can get really salty if you're not careful. So I'm just going to add onion powder, tiny bit of Lowry seasoning salt, and then we're going to put in minced garlic. Add the minced garlic. I'm going to let that simmer while I make up some bread dough for rolls. The recipe calls for 3/4 cup of warm milk, but we're going to double this whole recipe. So we will be putting in 1 1/2 cups of warm milk. It calls for 2 teaspoons of yeast, but doubled, that's 4 teaspoons. 6 tablespoons of honey. We're going to do 2 eggs. 8 tablespoons of melted butter, which will be 1 stick. We'll do 1 full cup of discard, and then 2 teaspoons of salt, and then 6 cups of flour. So that's this recipe doubled. We're going to add 6 tablespoons of honey. Two eggs, 2 teaspoons of salt, and I already have the 1 cup of sourdough discard in there. And then we just need to put in the 8 tablespoons of melted butter. I have all the ingredients to this point mixed up very well. And then I'm going to put in the melted butter, and you make sure that it's not too hot so it doesn't kill the yeast. You have to do the same thing with the milk. You want it to be warm, but just tepid so that it doesn't kill the yeast. We're going to sift in 6 cups of flour. And the reason I'm doing it out here is for the purpose of showing you the steps. Normally, I just throw it all in my mixing bowl, and it all comes out just right, especially when I'm in a big hurry. Now we'll go take this to the stand mixer and get it mixed up really well. Let's take a look at the roast and the potatoes and carrots while the bread is mixing in the stand mixer. It's looking pretty good here. That is absolutely beautiful. It's time to transfer the potatoes and the roast over here to the crock pot, where we're going to finish cooking it slowly for the rest of the day. Now I'll put a couple slices of onion on top of the roast because I like that flavor. I usually like to make this in my Dutch oven, but because I'm not going to be home today, I want a lovely meal waiting for me when I get home. So this is my answer to that. So we just put the lid on, put it in the crock pot stand, and let it slowly cook for the rest of the day. The roll dough is all mixed up, and I have it in a greased bowl and covered with saran wrap. Now you have a full dinner that you can come home to. I'm going to put these in the oven as soon as they're ready, and after they're baked, I'm going to be able to go out and have a nice day, knowing that I have a lovely, delicious meal in the crock pot. I hope you've enjoyed making this complete meal with me and that you have a wonderful day. Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you on the next video.